morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Are you hearing my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So, in the second class, we'll go with another paper, general introduction over another paper, historiography and historical method. Okay, so historiography and historical method, one of the paper among the five papers in the second sem, syllabus of the second sem. And as a part of the historiography and historical method, and the structure also the same. Uh, as a second paper, it had 5 credits and 5 hours a week. Okay, so in the same structure, you have the five modules for the paper. Okay, so before going to the introduction over the paper, I have to share my screen first of all. Yeah, right. So second one, 202, historiography and historical method, having 5 hours a week, 5 credits, and the pattern of examination, scheme of examination is 20 marks for internal and 80 marks for external, right? So totally 100 marks. Okay. So we'll move to the syllabus. Right? So paper 2, historiography and historical method, one of the core paper, having the 5 modules in it. Uh, yeah, right. So overall, this is the basic paper. And as a syllabus, except the historiography and historical method, there are another 4 papers, and the papers which is on the history of India and history of the world are like that. But this is the paper which is covering the basic things uh, among the all historical aspects of every territory, every nation, region are like that. Okay, so we have the history of a regional history, nothing but the history of Telangana. We have one paper also, and as a part of history of India, we have one paper, history of India, 1206 to 1858, and as a part of world history, we have the history of modern world 1871 to 1964, like that. Okay, so we have the histories which divided accordingly the region, territory, and nation are like that. Okay, so whenever you are starting with or reading with or writing with the history of a region, territory, or a nation or a world, you definitely with certain basic things. Okay, so those basic things you learn from the historiography and historical method. Okay, so before going to the syllabus, we have to see certain things. We have to know the things. What is historiography? What are the historical method? Okay, so what is historiography? Historiography is nothing but when you see, when you know as generally or orally, historiography is nothing but a way of writing. Okay, so way of writing a history, right? So way of reading a history. Okay, so way of giving a history. Okay, so a way. Uh, that way comes under a historiography. Okay, so lots of ways, lots of assumptions, lots of interpretations have follows while writing any thing. Uh, the things happened in the past or present. Okay, so all maybe everyone go with a single aspect or single assumption or a single interpretation. Okay, so every narration in different ways. Okay, so every narration accordingly certain ideologies. Okay, so ideology based on the individuality or based on a particular theory, based on a particular background. Okay, so the narration will not be a same. The thing, the event is the one. The narration is the different. Okay, so that will definitely you find in the every history. Okay, so the narration may be different on the basis of a Marxist ideology, on the basis of nationalist ideology, on the basis of subaltern ideology, on the basis of utilitarian ideology, on the basis of imperialist ideology. Okay, so likewise, you find the number of assumptions, number of perspectives, number of interpretations. Okay, so the history is a combination of certain events which happened in the past. Okay, so you are well known the things which happened in the past, which definitely you read under history. Okay, the past in the sense the minute which happened definitely comes under age. Okay, so it cannot see as a present. Okay, so it definitely when the minute is passed, when the second is passed, which comes under definitely comes under a history. Okay, so the things which happened in the past definitely comes under a history. You have to read under a history, but the events, the things which are taken place in the past may be narrated by narration maybe or the assumptions maybe or perspectives maybe on different ideas. Okay, so here the events are the same, events may be the same, but the explanation over that event is the different, the narration over that event is the different. Okay, so that different narrations, the different assumptions, the different perspectives, the different interpretations, which comes under a historiography. Okay, so and the historiography is nothing but way of writing a history, way of writing the past, way of writing a events. Okay, so way of writing a chronological events. Okay, so which things which comes under the historical aspects. Okay, so first of all, we'll see accordingly the syllabus. We have the five modules. Okay, so the module starting with the history and history its definition. Okay, so you are well aware about the history because you are going through these historical events from your lower class onwards. Okay, so I think you are from sixth class onwards. You are going through this history as a subject. Okay, so as a part of social science, you social studies, you read up to the 10th, and after 10th at the plus 2 level, you also have the things about the history in a separate subject as a separate subject, and at your graduation you read this history as a separate subject in the 3 years also. Okay, so whenever you are going with the history, you definitely aware the meaning and different definitions which given by different historians uh, about the history. You aware. Okay, so among them, many historians had their definition about the history. Okay, so Karl Marx has given. Okay, so Rousseau had a definition over the history about the history, and E.H. Carr and uh, uh, many other historians, like particularly Romila Thapar and D.D. Kushambi has given, and the author of What Happened History, which is also had its own definition over the history. Okay, so likewise, every historian or a intellect. So among them, the better, uh, definition where all the historians accepted and which treated as a better definition is nothing but the EH Carr's definition of history. Okay, so you are well aware, I think. Okay, so what the EHS Carr definition of history? Okay, so the unending dialogue between the past and present. Okay, so where the 1 second, sir. Sorry, sorry. Ah. Okay, sorry. So there are various definitions about the history, and among them, EH Carr definition is somewhat better, and all are accepted and following the history. Nothing but nothing but an unending dialogue between the past and present. Okay, so the here the past is the history, the chronological events which are kept in a order, and the present is a story. Okay, so the present narration which given by a historian over the events which taken place in the past. Okay, so which taken place in the past. Okay, so this is a better definition when compared to the other definitions given by various intellectual laws and various personalities. Okay, so after that we have the nature and scope of the history. And nature you will see definitely everything and every history having certain nature and scope also. Okay, so scope in the sense as a part of period, and as a part of territory, we have certain boundaries and limits. Okay, so in the history also certain boundaries and limits you will see. Okay, so according to particular boundaries and limits, we'll go the history of particular region, particular territory, the whole world or universe are like that. Okay, so all these things we'll see in a detailed manner. Okay, so while moving in the further classes. Okay, next one, the history and other social sciences. Okay, so history is one of the subject among the whole social sciences. In the part of social sciences, you had number of subjects apart from history. You had economics and political science, public administration, sociology, and uh, anthropology, right? So likewise, the number of subjects within the social science and history as a part of social science have a relation with other social sciences also. Okay, so you cannot see history is independent one. Okay, you cannot see history as a individual subject, and each and every subject had relation with the history. Okay, so without relation of the history, you cannot see any other subject in the social science. Okay, so social science is nothing but is a boundary where you give a lot of things are related to particular society. Okay, so you definitely had money. There is a transaction of money and value of money, particularly you find in the particular society, and the social relations you will see, and the origin of a man, and having the man relation with the other artifacts or other animals are like that. Okay, so each and every relation, each and everything in the society having comes under a social science, and among one of the important subject you find in the social science. And in the social science, you find the number of subjects, and the history had the relation with other social sciences also. Okay, so you cannot see in history as a individual subject, and it's a independent subject. Okay, so each and every subject in the social science, not only social science, even in the sciences also, depends on the history, because you will see history of a particular history of everything. Okay, so whenever go with a event or a subject or a uh, article or any other, you definitely see the history of particular thing. Okay, so here history, its relation with other social science also a important thing, and you have to go with uh, the how the history relation with the other social science. Okay, so you cannot see the only individual subject of a economics or individual subject of a sociology or public administration or political science. Okay, so each and every subject in the social science category having dependence over other subjects also. Likewise, history having the relations with the other social sciences. Okay, so you cannot see history without geography or political science or sociology. You cannot see those subjects without history. Okay, so as a part of this, you definitely go with the history relation with other social sciences also, and you find out certain fact interpretations also while moving or while writing the history or reading the history. You have to see certain assumptions or interpretations what we discussed just now. Okay, so these interpretations as a part of as a historian, you find certain interpretations from uh, from the different ideologies. Okay, so as a when while reading the Indian history, the contents of Indian history, you have certain interpretations. Okay, so you have certain assumptions based on certain ideologies. Okay, so those are like Orientalist and utilitarian group you find, and Marxist ideologies, and nationalist group of historians. They had their own ideology. Okay, so and as a part of before the nationalist group, you have the imperialist group also. Okay, so the imperialist group of historians and their ideology also you see. Okay, so as a part of Marxist group of historians and Marxist school of ideology. Within that, you will see another one or two sub interpretation schools like the subaltern group of ideology, the or the feminist school of ideology, are like that. Okay, so such assumptions we'll see while moving with these in the further classes. Okay, so another one is the causation, generalization, objectivity, and all these will have a, all this gives you all things which related to the history and which fulfills the gaps while reading the history whenever you find. Okay, so when you see the module 2, as a historian, and we have as a part of history, we have the number of things from the origin of the man, origin of the animals, are like that. Okay, so according to the time bomb, according to the time scale, we can divide into 3 to 4 phases are like that. Okay, so you are well aware. When you see in the Indian history, you find the three phases. Okay, ancient, medieval, and modern and contemporary, like that. Okay, so every history of a region or a world, you find the same things. Okay, so in the historiography, you have to move according to this time frame or the time sphere or time mode. Okay, so like we'll see the ancient historiography, medieval historiography, and modern historiography are like that. Okay, so not only this, you can also have certain other categories like Roman historiography and Greek historiography. Likewise, also we'll see. Okay, so first of all, as a part of module 2, we'll move with ancient historiography. As a part of ancient historiography, you will see the Greek Roman historiography, and as a part of Roman historiography, we'll see important historians like the Herodotus, Livy, and many other ancient Rome and Greek historians. Okay, so as a part of ancient civilizations, we had certain things regarding these historians also. Okay, so like Thucydides and Herodotus, Livy, their works also we covered in the ancient civilizations as a part of ancient Rome and Greek civilizations. Okay, so in the ancient historiography, we start with Greek Roman historiography, and Herodotus was the initiator, who better to be called as better to be called as the first historian who recorded various things which happened in the ancient Greek and Roman civilization. Not only Greek and Rome, he also covered the things happened in the ancient Egypt or like that. Okay, so he was. It's not exaggeration that Herodotus definitely a father of historian, and apart from Herodotus, Livy, and Thucydides are like many other historians will see as a part of ancient historiography. And in the same period, and historical writing in ancient India also we see. Okay, so as a part of Indian historiography, you will see some lack behind in the historical writing in the Indian context, because that historical sense is lack in the ancient and medieval times. Okay, so you cannot see such purely historical texts which gives which you find in the ancient Indian society or medieval Indian society. Okay, so you definitely uh, due to lack of those texts, you definitely depend on the religious texts, which gives you the historical events or things. Okay, so as a in the same way, we depending on such Hindu religious texts like Puranas, Itihasa, and epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, and many other Vedic literature also. Okay, so where these religious, even though these are religious texts, and gives you a lot of things regarding the society at that time, and the manners, traditions which follow by the Indian people, ancient Indian people at that time. Okay, so even though you find the political aspects in the such religious text also. Okay, so likewise, we'll definitely depend on these religious texts. Okay, students, uh, sir, 1 second. Students,
సార్ చెప్పండి సార్.
yeah, shall I end my class? I will continue after a 15 or 20 minutes again.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, right. Thank you. I am ending my class now. I'll start after 20 minutes. సార్ ఒక్క నిమిషం సార్ వస్తున్నా సార్.